Hi there everyone, welcome to the general reading. Happy Tuesday to you all. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Alright, what I'm going to do today is go with a reading that I was guided to do a couple of minutes ago. I was busy with this deck and picked a card, testing, how I'm going to be able to do the video. Is everything nicely in sight, etc. And I got this card. Okay, it's called Reflection. And I thought, okay, let me read this. And it said, reflect upon and bless all the wondrous times in your life. Give thanks for the many blessings you receive each day. You can connect energetically to those you love. Simply feel them inside your heart. Life is beautiful. Okay, so this is about reflecting, seeing what we can appreciate in life. What are our blessings? And a lot of people think that that sounds cheesy or, so shallow. And it's really not. Looking at life and looking at the blessings and the lessons that you receive put you into a state of gratitude. And gratitude brings abundance. And that's what we're all after. And also the thing about you can connect energetically with those you love. I've been thinking about, somebody commented on one of my videos yesterday or the day before asking if I can do a twin flame reading. There are a lot of people that are very perplexed about their love situations at the moment, not connecting with that special person. Something's happened, you guys are estranged from each other. There are waves of this happening, and a lot of people are looking at the twin flame energies, the current waves, and those who are coming after that, because it seems to be literally happening in waves where people are finding what they perceived previously as their soulmate or their twin flame. So this really speaks to that. And if you are feeling that you are not able to contact somebody, or they've, cut contact with you, and you really sincerely have changed and want to reach out and fix things, this is telling you that all you need to do is connect energetically. Simply feel them inside your heart. And that's what energy is all about, That's what even the work I do is all about. I connect to you energetically if I do a reading for you. There's an energy signature that you have, and it's just easier for me than most people to connect to that. But if you already know that person, you have felt them, you know everything about them, you know how they smell, etc. You can really connect energetically to that person. You can send telepathic messages. It's not something that's up in the air and all airy-fairy. It's very, very possible. So try to connect that person to that person, and not from a place of you wanting or your own needs. Connect to them. Give them that apology. Say to them, I have changed. And remember that, an apology is only effective through changed behavior. Otherwise, it's just words. Send compassion to those that you maybe want to connect with and you haven't forgiven. And, send it out and say, I just send you love. I hope that wherever you are, you're safe and you're fine. They can pick up on that energy. Yes, it'll be on a subconscious level. For some, they will pick it up even stronger than that. But you're very, very able to do that. And it has to come from a place of love. You're not sending hate and say, oh, I'm really sorry about how I treated you, but you did this and that to me. That's not what this is about. This is connecting energetically to make things right. To come humbly to the other person and say, I'm sorry. Please, can we fix this? Can we heal the relationship, even if it's just to make peace and never see each other again? That is maybe what you need to do. So that's for you to be at peace and for them to be at peace as well. And this was the message that I got today. So I'm sort of, these messages and these videos that I'm going to do, I'm really winging it. I'm not making things up and then setting up a video for you. I'm doing it as we go along. What I get while I'm sitting with you guys is what I will do for my video. And this is the message that I'm getting today. So with a lot of these twin flame relationships, people are struggling to communicate. They've been cut off, they've been ghosted, whatever the case is, but maybe they've learnt some information, or there is information being kept from them about why they've been ghosted. Maybe that person's trying to protect them. You never know. So it's saying that things are going on in the background that maybe you're not aware of, and that you just need to come from a place of compassion. And even if that person had to go, some people just can't do it. They're not into that relationship, and you cannot blame them for the way they feel. We've all been there at some point in our lives in some way or another. So just send love and wish them well, and connect in that way, so you can release that person or release that situation and say, okay, either the universe is going to return it to me healed, or it's going to let me lovingly detach so I can move on. All right. The second card, which was right at the bottom of the box and I couldn't get it out, I had to dig it out just about, is this one over here, and it says a place beyond time. Okay, and this also talks to me about like almost like a dream state, being in this space where you can actually just sit quietly and connect with somebody, feeling someone inside your heart. And this also said reflect, you know. So this is about sitting quietly and reflecting, and this is a space beyond time, which for me is almost like the dream state, and realizing what things are really about. And the back of the card says, do not get so caught up with the everyday drama of life. Close your eyes, focus on your breath, and allow it to carry you into the peaceful space inside your heart. An eternal place beyond time, filled with only love. Okay, so I really feel like these two cards speak to each other and are sort of didn't really happen by accident. It's telling you need to be peaceful, you need to let some things go, you need to exude love instead of anger and resentment and all of these negative energies, and we often end up just carrying those inside of ourselves. So it's something that we really need to release now. This is the energy around us at the moment. This is what it's all about. This is what we've been working on for months, is getting to this place and maybe having to hold space for another person. And holding space for somebody is not waiting for them and thinking, where the hell are you? It's knowing that, you know, everyone, including yourself, has a good reason for your actions. And hold space. Give forgiveness and compassion. And if that person ever comes back into your life again, you know, be able to receive them and forgive them and forgive yourself. That's what it's all about. All right, so like it says, focus on your breath and allow it to carry you into a peaceful place inside your heart. An eternal place beyond time, filled only with love. Don't get caught up with everyday drama. Okay, think about, get some perspective as well. Why are you angry with that person? Is it still warranted? Are you holding old resentment? In the larger scheme of things, if you think I'm a little speck in the universe, in the larger scheme of things, is it really something to hate somebody for forever? You know, we need to think about these things. What purpose does it serve? Is it affecting you physically, where you actually carry anger and resentment that manifests physically in your body because of something someone once did that they maybe have forgotten about? So it's all about gaining a little bit of perspective, okay? And reflection. I'm going to, I think, get 3 more cards from the pack that I was going to work from today. And I was going to read for you from the Earth Wisdom Oracle deck. These are beautiful cards. They also have an association with a herb and a stone or crystal with each card. So I may refer to that for you as well. But I think just to expand on this, because this is what I'm supposed to speak to you about today, we will pick a couple of cards, or we'll allow a couple of cards to be picked for us, rather. Okay. And I do this live every time, so bear with me, because I don't want anyone saying, oh, but you could have chosen those cards and laid them out so nicely to give your nice reading. Everything is done in front of you, so you know exactly what we're dealing with. These just popped out at me, and the other one was stuck in the bottom of the box. So unfortunately you weren't around for that, and I thought I was just sorting my cards out, and then I decided that was those were the cards we were going to work with today, or the general message to lead me to what I need to do for you. Okay, so today is a general message for the collective. How can we connect more? What can we do about these emotions that we're transmuting? Everybody's sort of going through the same thing if you're feeling a bit miserable with life. And the reflection and how to connect, and what do we need to work on within ourselves, you know, this compassion and stuff. And it's very foreign for us because we're not used to not focusing on the work, eat, sleep mentality, and I talk about it a lot. And we're looking inwardly. All of this is very frightening for us. Wow. Okay, that's enough shuffling. Okay, I'll do 3 more just to make sure. Yes, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I see. All right, thank you. Okay, so we have understanding, go with the flow, self-acceptance, which is definitely coming up here, blessed sight, creativity, and heal thyself. All right, let me just make sure that you can also see these. I'm going to be reading upside down so that you have a nice view of the cards. Okay. So we're talking about being in relationships today, by the looks of things, how we deal with them, how we move to a place of forgiveness. Forgiveness of ourselves and forgiveness of other people, and how we get back to our spiritual selves. I think that is the crux of the matter these days. That is the focus that we're on. That's the mission that we're all on at the moment, is to return to that place that's not materialistic, that works on ourselves, instead of externalizing everything and blaming other people and caring what other people are doing with their time and caring what other people think of us. This is self-reflection, self-healing, going back into your heart center, working on yourself, breathing exercises, meditation, because it's very, very frightening, and that's why people haven't done it for many years. It's scary to look within yourself and look at parts of yourself that you don't like and admit certain things about yourself. It's a frightening exercise. We really hate it, because it's looking at your dark side. You know, they talk about the dark night of the soul and, you know, dealing with your darker aspects. That's what it's all about. That's exactly what we're talking about here. And sometimes we have to realize, hey, we can't just blame someone else. Maybe you blamed someone from a previous relationship for something, and you now realize, hey, you know what? I could have also done things differently. So that's what it's about here. So, coming from a place of understanding, this card for me is you know, if you look at the rocks, they're actually faces. And for me, this card is dealing with past relationships, past people that we knew, maybe people who've also passed on, and literally she's crossing this bridge and she is moving on. You know, they literally say, build a bridge and get over it. This is the message that's coming through here. To let everything pass, make peace with it. Also, deal with yourself. You see she's walking alone, and get to a place where you take ownership for certain things, and you also get to a place of forgiveness. Allow that to be over. Allow it to move on. Say, okay, I hear you, I acknowledge you, I know that you were part of my life, I maybe didn't like you or things you did, but I'm now moving on so that I can move on as well. And I am not burdened by all of this stuff. Because there's more to life than just being angry about somebody who didn't pay you in full for the car you sold them, or you know, whatever the case is, or you divorced and your husband got more than you did, or your wife met a new man and you're bitter about it. You know, what is that resentment going to serve you in the long run? You need to think of that. You need to think, I can sit there and dwell in the past and be stuck, or I can cross this bridge and I can go see what else is out there for me. All right, then we have go with the flow. I just want to think, this is all about letting go of everything, you know, taking your hands off the steering wheel as far as your spiritual guidance and stuff is concerned, and allowing, just allowing, so that you can actually have time to stop and look at what's going on around you. This person's in a boat, but they're not rowing. They're not steering the course of this boat. You see the oars are actually in the grass, in front here, in the front of the picture. So they've relinquished this control, and they've decided to let the little spirit guides, which are little ducks in this picture as far as I'm concerned, they're letting them lead them, and they're going with the flow, and they're saying, okay, fine. And if you're not feverishly rowing, you actually get to sit back and look around you and see all the beauty around you, and you think, oh wow, you know, I'm not just doing this whole work, eat, sleep thing and actually letting every day pass me by and wishing it was Friday and wishing my life away, because I actually get to stop and smell the roses. And I actually get to reflect on what's around me, and I get to put a little bit of trust and faith in the powers that be that are trying to guide me in the right direction. Okay, so this for me is very strongly what this card is about. For those of you who want the associations of the herbs and the stones, I'll quickly do them for you. So understanding, the first card that we did here is cinquefoil, which promotes your ability to see another's point of view and unravels hindrances to understanding. Dioptase is the stone and enhances heart-centered communication. Okay, I'm going to read the little blurb because they're very quick. It says, creating a bridge between people or groups requires setting the ego aside. Center yourself in love and light. That's what these have said. With the intent to understand things from another's point of view. Once you can see all sides, act as a peacemaker, helping others release their biases and viewing others with compassion and understanding. There we go. There's your message. Clear as day. All right, let's quickly go with the flow, which is number 20. Losers strife is the plant, and losers strife helps coping when life is overwhelming and going with the flow in the midst of chaos. Orbicular jasper is your stone and enhances steady, slow breathing, which supports patience and flexibility of the mind. This was talking about focus on your breath and allow it to carry you into the peaceful place inside your heart. All right, and again, you're being told about enhances slow, steady breathing, which supports your patience that you need and your flexibility of mind. The path to your goal is not a straight line, but is filled with unexpected bends, detours, and blocks. Being frustrated, angry, or impatient won't help. Try to accept that this chaos is part of the experience, rather than fighting it or flailing about. Find the rhythm or flow in the chaos and ride it gently to your destination. Okay, this one is self-acceptance. And self-acceptance is a very difficult thing for all of us. But I think that we're all on the same journey, we're all on the same road, and this is saying to us, if you look at the journey he's taking, that this is not easy. It's an uphill climb, literally. It goes in stages, it comes in phases, and we must remember, very importantly, that healing almost happens in like a spiral. It's not straight up and, oh, okay, I'm going to heal myself now and tomorrow I'm going to be better. Or I've done one, spiritual experience or done one Cambo trip, ayahuasca trip or whatever. I've heard people say to me, oh, I've done one of these enlightening spiritual trips and now my ego is gone and I'm healed. No, if you even have to say that to somebody, your ego is definitely not gone. And the ego will never be gone because it needs to exist in order for there to be balance. Just like fear. Fear will always exist. There's no place for it in your life for it to control you and stop you from doing things. But fear is very necessary to keep you out of danger. That's its main purpose. So there's always a place for everything, and there has to be this kind of balance between these things and our lighter and darker aspects. And that's the thing, is we have to accept those darker parts of ourselves. That's what it's about. We just don't like to see it. We don't like the yucky parts. We don't want to show that to the world because that's a bad reflection on us. But we need to get to a point where we realize that what other people think is irrelevant. It's not what matters. Okay, so with this particular card, you'll see that when he reaches his goal at the top, he's got this beautiful tree full of golden blossoms and it's full of blessings, and he's actually made it safely to the top. He also, please note that something I've just noticed now too is these stones are literally like stepping stones. He's not on a sheer cliff where he's going to slip and it's made of slate and it's raining and he's got no chance of climbing. There are powers that be that are around you that make these steps flat, and even though you are climbing, they will assist you if you ask. All right, they will bring that balance for you. They will show you the way, and you can actually get to your goals. They are not unattainable. This is what this is saying to me. And if you just accept yourself for who you are, and what you're good at, and embrace that, then your road will be much easier. Okay, let's quickly see what the book says about this one. Oh, that's in a different language. That one's not going to help me. Witch hazel. Witch hazel harmonizes opposites and encourages the acceptance of individuality. Goldstone helps with attaining goals and recognizing one's value. The journey to self-acceptance can be challenging. Humans are contradictory creatures who seek order. Reconcile your seemingly opposing qualities and find the common root. Overcome society's brainwashing and accept that you are enough. You have value. The trek to achieving self-acceptance is worth it, and you are worth it. All right. Okay, number 28 is blessed sight. Or blessed sight. Okay, for me, this is talking about coming out of almost like a reclusive kind of a hermit energy, where you have actually managed to gain some wisdom in the meantime, and you're now moving forward. And maybe you haven't even realized. So maybe through, like we were talking about relationships, the twin flame relationships, maybe there's been some serious heartache and you withdrawing yourself, going into almost like a depressive state, but then coming out of this and maybe not even realizing and having to be told, maybe I need to say to you today, please go and reflect on what you've gotten out of this situation, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be something that's been hectic, that you've had loss in your life. You could have lost your business, you could have lost your home, you could have lost a lot of loved ones successively, and just been going through a hard time. Maybe you lost your job, but this is telling you that you need to actually just reflect on this and sit down and say, okay, every experience has some kind of lesson or blessing attached to it. What are the lessons I've learned here, and can I use them in the future? What have I learned? Or maybe it was necessary to get a toxic person out of your life. Maybe your business partner was a toxic person, and you actually just need to move on. But in the meantime, you may have met other people through this person that can help you, and you can rebuild. And maybe you're not even realizing that because you're caught up in it. You're caught up in the earthly thing, maybe material loss that you had or something to that effect, and it's allowing you to sort of not see what's actually come of this. So this is a reminder. If you look at this girl, I feel as if she's come from that sort of tower or building in the middle of the water there. She's walking forward and she is feeling much better. She's come out of this hermit kind of reclusive stage, and she's walking forward and she's moving towards healing, but she hasn't realized all the beautiful jewels that are actually trailing behind her. And this has come from her wisdom and her actually, balancing herself out and seeing the signs that are around her. I want to talk about signs. If you see things in multiples of 3 or anything like that, you must please know that is a sign that your attention is being drawn to. Maybe you hear a song repetitively, or you see numbers repetitively, or something, an animal. It could be anything, but usually in 3 or more, it's a sign that Spirit's trying to get through to you to lead you in the right direction or in a certain direction. And maybe this will even happen to draw your attention to the blessings that you've had, because you're so focused on what you've lost. We focus on that a lot. What have I lost? Not what have I gained. Because if we don't see it physically, because we're so attached to the 3D reality, if you don't see physical gain, that you got the car, or you got the house, or you won the court case, then you don't see that you've learned anything from it. And really, that is a very short-sighted way of seeing things. So we really need to work on that. I don't know if the book's going to say anything like what I said, but let's have a quick look here. Blessed sight. Lavender soothes the soul, mind, and emotions. When calm, it is easier to see good in the world and blessings in any situation and understand the lessons to be learned. Rhodochrosite is a lovely stone that increases inner strength. Difficult situations are a part of life. While they are not pleasant at the time, they play important roles in our lives. There we go, that's exactly what I said. Or they can if you have the right mindset. The divine and your inner divine self can see the big picture, allowing you to glean important lessons about life and about yourself. Engaging your divine sight allows the blessing of calm understanding, which helps bring things back into balance. Okay, calm understanding, this is the same as this reflection where I said maybe there's something that this person couldn't help for, if it's in a romantic relationship, business, family, whatever, maybe it was beyond their control and maybe you're just angry. And maybe you just need to change your perception and also look at the blessings you have in your life. Instead of sitting at home brooding about this man you hate that, stuffed you over in your business, look at your children or your animals that are trying to get your attention, expand your horizons, look at the big picture and do this reflection. Okay. All right. Creativity. This is about healing and healing coming through creativity. They say that creativity is close to godliness, which means that once you engage your creative mind, that part of your brain that you're using and that part of your imagination and your subconscious actually opens you up more to this kind of healing and being more connected with earth and with your spirit and the spirit around you, the source, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, the source energy. Creativity connects you to it. So doing art, listening to music, dancing, singing, doing woodwork, doing metalwork, whatever you do that you can do that's creative, writing poetry, this all connects you to this kind of energy. And I feel like this is being brought up now because this can aid your healing. All right? So you need to relax. You need to connect more with nature, definitely. Wherever we can, get some sun. We seem to all be locked up in offices with air conditioning and all of this kind of thing. And the only time we go outside is to actually walk to our car or whatever the case is. Or we go and we indulge in, physical activity on weekends and stuff. But we're doing stuff that's so competitive. Like I see a lot of people doing the warrior races and that kind of thing, which is awesome. It really is, and people thrive on it, and they really enjoy it. But you also need to do something that's not always competitive. We need to not feel the need to always turn something into a competition. Just go for a jog on your own. Clear your head. Change the purpose of why you're outside. And do it with purpose. Focus on your breathing. Go sit outside for a while. Like I say, go for a jog, go for a swim. Something that you maybe do on your own. Where there's no competition involved. You are just with yourself. And let this creativity be spurred within you, because that is going to open you up. And when you switch on your creativity, you will be very surprised at how much information comes through of new ideas and stuff that you can apply to your life. So if you're looking for a new idea, or maybe a new venture comes into your mind, or you think of somebody that can help you with something, we always get these kind of special messages when we connect to our creativity, and then if we're spending time alone with our thoughts, which we're also very afraid of doing. Okay, we're a bunch of scaredy cats most of the time. Scared of ourselves. Alright, so the plant associated with this is lady's mantle, which enhances fertility, feminine healing, and a connection to the divine feminine. Carnelian, which is your stone, promotes creativity and fertility. Carnelian can also offer huge grounding if you're feeling ungrounded at the moment. You feel like you're all over the place, your energy is really off, you're feeling imbalanced. Carnelian's really, really nice to use. Alright, I speak from experience. Alright, creativity is not just something that is nice to have in your life. Creativity is your birthright, and it is also one of the most basic drives in human beings. Sadly, our culture does not value creativity and views it as an indulgent pastime. Heal your creative self by falling into the arms of the divine feminine. Alright, remember we need the divine feminine energy, which is receptive, nurturing, all of that kind of thing. Masculine energy is expansive. It's not talking about women and men. Again, don't be sucked in by the 3D perception of masculine and feminine. They're just polarities and energies around us that we need to connect with, and we need to bring them into balance so that we can be centered. All right, and the very last one, how plain and simple, heal thyself. Okay, again, this is almost coming out of like a reclusive kind of a place where we like to shy away from things, and we don't want to be exposed to things, especially to ourselves and the parts we don't like about ourselves. And you're being told to reach out and, dig deep and be alone with yourself and realize how immensely healing it can be. Yes, there are painful processes to go through, but I think with the energetic shifts that we've had, a lot of you have been through the worst of it. Most of it is over, and I think you almost maybe, if you have been doing spiritual practices like meditation, etc., you're actually at a place where you look forward to it now, and you think, you know what, there's such immense healing that's come from what I've done so far. I'm ready for the next thing because I see how this is improving my life. Doing hard things improves your life, and you do that hard thing once, and the next time it's not hard. It's much easier to do, and it gets easier and easier, and your life improves, your abundance improves, your relationships improve, your health improves. So please heal yourself, all right? Work on healing yourself. Work on yourself. Don't externalize. Don't blame things on other people. We are largely where we are in our lives due to the decisions we have made. And we need to take responsibility and ownership for that. And we need to see where we need to heal. All right. This is also working on your heart energy center. You'll see she's got that green stone there, which I think is peridot. And that healers also use to heal themselves when they need to work on their heart center. For people who do the kind of work I do as well, we transmute and we heal and whatever on behalf of other people too. So it's something we're very cognizant of and something we have to do quite often. So if you're trying to heal your heart center, rose quartz is lovely for the heart chakra. Any green stones, any pink stones. So green tourmaline, pink topaz, emerald, aventurine, amazonite. What else we got? Anyway, green and pink. I'm sure you can find them. Alright, they will really help. Put flowers around your house that are pink with the green foliage. Put the green and pink everywhere to remind yourself of what you're doing, and you're consciously healing and connecting with those colors even. And on a subconscious level, that will aid the healing as well. Alright. Okay. Last but not least, number 24. I sound like I'm doing the lotto. Okay, heal thyself. Aconite provides protection as fears are faced and when working with the dark goddess or the dark aspects of ourselves. All right, when they speak about your dark side or the dark goddess, all of that, it's dealing with your darker aspects, these parts of ourselves we don't like to look at. Peridot, there we go, it is peridot, the green stone, is traditionally used by healers to maintain their own health. Sometimes illnesses are only physical. Others have deeper roots. In order to move towards better health, you must enlist the help of the dark goddess and enter your heart, confronting your deepest fears. Find the poison that is hurting you and remove it so that healing can occur. Okay, there again it says, enter your heart. Was it this one that said enter your heart? Let's connect you energetically to those you love. This was on focus on your breath and allow it to carry you into your peaceful place inside your heart, an eternal place beyond time filled only with love. You can heal those dark places, okay, that it's talking about. Where it says here, you must enlist the help of the dark goddess and enter your heart, confronting your deepest fears. Find the poison that is hurting you. You can even use a visualization exercise. Find that poison. Imagine it as a poison inside your body, and then breathe